I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of soft footsteps near our bed. I quietly opened my eyes and saw a small note on the table. My heart skipped a beat when I read it. The note simply said, "I'm here, always." I felt a mix of surprise and warmth. Though a tiny act, it left me wondering about all the little ways love shows up. This small act was the first sign that even in silence, care still exists. It made me curious, how do simple acts speak louder than words? I stayed in bed, still a bit sleepy, thinking about that note. The sound of quiet footsteps made me wonder if the same care I felt when I woke up was still there. My partner left the note gently, as if wishing to say, without too many words, that they still cared. I held the paper in my hand and felt a warmth spread inside me. I looked around the room and saw the little changes that might have gone unnoticed before. It made me smile in a calm, happy way that said love was alive and true in the smallest form. The next morning, I woke to the smell of freshly made coffee. My partner had prepared it with care. The coffee was just the way I like it, with the right amount of cream and sugar. Sitting at the table, I savored each warm sip. I noticed that every cup they made was filled with a quiet love that reminded me of the care in small things. The act of making coffee was no big event, yet it spoke volumes. It made me feel seen and appreciated in the everyday moments. The morning became a gentle reminder of our shared warmth and care. As we stepped out for a walk later that day, our eyes met and we shared a gentle smile. It was a moment of pure warmth and understanding that needed no long talk. That smile was like a secret sign, one that said, "I see you and I care about you." The simple look between us filled my heart with a quiet joy. We walked side by side, enjoying the gentle sunshine, and every step felt light with love. It was a soft, everyday magic that made the ordinary world seem very special. I felt secure and happy with that silent promise. In the middle of a busy day, I received a short text message. It read simply, "Thinking of you." I paused my work and read it slowly. The message was plain and honest. It was not filled with fancy words or long lines, but its meaning was clear. I felt a sudden wave of connection and comfort. I smiled at the simplicity of it all. Even when we were apart, this small message reached me with soft care. It reminded me that no matter how hectic life got, a little message had the power to calm and cheer my heart. One quiet evening, a song we both loved filled our room. I learned later that my partner had chosen the song just for me. It played softly, and we both listened with open hearts. The familiar tune brought back happy memories of shared times and quiet moments. The song was not just a random choice, it was picked with care to match our mood and love. Its gentle rhythm and sweet melody filled our space with peace. It was a simple detail that made the evening special, showing that the small things, like a favorite song, can mean a lot and keep our bond strong. After a long and tiring day, my partner greeted me with a warm, quiet hug. There were no grand words or fancy gestures, just a simple, heartfelt squeeze. In that hug, I felt safe and cared for. Every bit of fatigue and worry slowly melted away as I rested in that comforting embrace. The hug said more than any elaborate promise ever could. It was a sign of our care and love that did not require any public show. In that gentle, warm moment, I understood that our connection grew deeper through every small, loving touch, making the day brighter and softer. While getting ready one morning, I found something unexpected in my jacket pocket, a small coin with a tiny note written on its back. The note said, "For your next coffee." I later learned that during the last laundry session, my partner had tucked it there with a kind thought. Finding that coin made me feel both thoughtful and cherished. It was a small surprise hidden in my own clothes that reminded me that care was always nearby. Even in a tiny piece of spare change, love can be found. It showed that no matter how simple the act, every bit of kindness matters in our daily lives. One sunny morning, I went down to the kitchen and found my favorite teacup on the table. It was filled with hot tea, prepared just the way I like it. I was surprised because I had not mentioned it much before. Yet, my partner remembered every detail about how I like things done. The warm tea in my special cup made me feel cared for and loved. The act was small, but it was done with thought and precision. As I took my first sip, I felt grateful for that gentle reminder that every little detail matters and that love is found in thoughtful everyday routines. Later that afternoon, we decided to take a walk in our nearby park. The weather was kind, and the park was filled with soft light. As we strolled slowly, my partner reached out and gently held my hand. The touch was simple yet full of care. We talked little but said a lot with our silence and the warmth in our eyes. The walk in the park was not just about fresh air, it was a small journey of connection. The moment of holding hands was a clear sign that we both still cared deeply, making each step an act of love shared in silence. While cooking dinner together, a happy mood filled our kitchen. Out of nowhere, my partner said, "Your laugh is so sweet." The words were simple but true. They did not come after a big event, but in a quiet moment of togetherness. That compliment made me feel very special and loved. It was not just about the sound of my laugh, but a reminder of the lightness we shared. The kitchen was filled with joy and soft music in the background. In that moment, every little word carried a warm feeling, bridging our day with moments of care, humor, and gentle honesty. When I got home after a long day, I saw that our living room was neat and clean. My partner had taken time to tidy up all the little details. The cushions were fluffed, and the table was cleared. It was a simple act, but it made me feel very cared for. The clean space gave me a sense of calm and order after a busy day. It showed that even the small, sometimes overlooked chores could speak of love and respect. Every corner of the room told me that our home was filled with care, where simple acts of neatness helped make our everyday life more comfortable and sweet. On a chilly day, I reached into my drawer for my gloves and mittens. Instead, I found an extra pair neatly folded with a small note attached. The note said, "Thought you might need these today." I later learned that my partner had noticed the cold weather and had picked out the mittens that matched my style. This little act of kindness filled me with warmth and appreciation. It was a reminder that love can be present in everyday choices. The extra mittens were not just an item, they were a message of care that the small details always mattered. It brightened my day with gentle thoughtfulness. In the calm of a late evening, when the world outside was soft and quiet, I received a short phone call. It was my partner simply saying, "Good night." The call was brief, with no long conversation, yet it carried a feeling of warmth and care. Lying in bed, I listened as the gentle voice wished me a peaceful sleep. It was a simple act that made the dark night less lonely. Every word, though few, was filled with thought and love. In that quiet moment, I understood that even a small call could light up the heart and make the night feel cozy and safe. One afternoon, I sat on the couch and looked at the bookshelf. There, I found my favorite book with a small bookmark placed carefully between the pages. The bookmark had a short note that said, "For when you need me." I realized that my partner had taken the time to add that personal touch. Reading the book now brought back sweet memories of times we read together. Every page seemed to whisper care and gentle affection. The simple act of placing the bookmark made our shared moments even more special. It reminded me that love is woven into every small detail of our daily routines. While glancing at our small calendar on the wall, I noticed a tiny heart drawn on one of the dates. It was on a day that meant a lot to us, a day we shared laughter and dreams. I had not expected to see that mark again, and it made me smile. I later learned that my partner had drawn the heart as a reminder of our special bond. The simple mark was a symbol of the many little moments we treasured together. It was a sweet reminder that our memory was kept safe in the small details, quietly lighting up our days with the sparkle of shared joy and love. One ordinary day, something different happened in our home. My partner decided to cook dinner in a new way. The kitchen was filled with warm smells and gentle excitement as they prepared a dish I had never seen before. The food was simple and made with care. Every bite told a story of trying something new, a spark of love hidden in the everyday. This small surprise broke our usual routine and brought a sparkle of fun into the night. It reminded me that even small changes in routine could lift our hearts and add a little adventure to our shared life. During a quiet moment in the evening, we started talking about old memories. My partner mentioned an inside joke that only we could understand. We both laughed as the memory came rushing back, filling the room with light and warmth. The shared laughter was natural and soft. It did not need long words to be fun, it was simple and true. Every giggle and smile said that our bond was full of playful care. The joke was a gentle reminder of how deeply we understood each other, making the evening glow with the lightness of shared humor and cherished moments. In the middle of a busy day, when I felt a little lost in my work, I got a short message from my partner. It simply asked, "Are you okay?" The message was very short, but it meant a lot. It reminded me that even while I was busy, my partner was always thinking about me. The question was filled with quiet care and a love that did not need extra words. Even though I was immersed in my tasks, that little check-in made me feel seen and valued. In that gentle act, I realized that love often lives in the smallest, most thoughtful moments, guiding me back to calm. One evening, we sat together on the couch without many words. The room was quiet and filled with soft light. In that calm silence, I felt a deep understanding with my partner. We did not need to talk long or explain feelings, just being next to each other was enough. Every look shared and every quiet breath said that our connection was alive and gentle. We enjoyed the simple pleasure of just being present in the moment. The calm and peaceful silence was a clear sign that our love was steady. It made the day end on a note of pure, soft comfort. Before we went to sleep, my partner squeezed my hand and said in a low, kind voice, "I'll always be here for you." This simple promise wrapped the evening in care and hope. Even without grand words, every tiny act from the day showed a deep love that was warm and steady. As we settled into our beds, I thought about all the small ways love had shown up throughout the day, the notes, the touches, the kind words. I smiled, feeling grateful for every little detail that made our bond strong and true. With all that care in mind, I wondered, what small act of kindness reminds you that love is always near? Give me your answer in comment section, subscribe to this channel and like this video. Thank you.